And thank you for the opportunity to speak at this PACTS Tackling Speed event today. My name is Bridget Elliot, and I'm a Safety Strategy Manager at Transport for London's Safety, Health and Environment team, working on our road danger reduction strategy, of which safe speeds forms a critical part of. And today I'm going to be speaking about some of the actions we're taking to manage safe speeds in London, as well as in our own fleet, for example, through the installation of intelligent speed assistance technology. Firstly, though, to set the policy context for our speeds work, everything we do at TfL is guided by the Mayor's transport strategy. Its core aim is for 80% of trips to be walked, cycled, or made by public transport by 2041. And the strategy sets out a number of targets, for example, around carbon reduction, expanding the cycle network, and reducing road danger, which are critical for realising this core aim. And the strategy sets out that our work to deliver safe streets across the city is critical to enabling active, unpolluting, zero carbon travel. By lowering speeds, designing streets for people, and reducing the dominance of motor vehicles, we can encourage more people to choose active and sustainable ways to travel. The strategy sets out an extremely ambitious target for road danger reduction in London to eliminate death and serious injury from our roads and from our transport network by 2041, which is supported by a suite of action plans that underpin the Mayor's transport strategy, including the Vision Zero Action Plan published in 2018 and updated in 2021. Our Vision Zero programme of action takes a safe system approach, which is an internationally recognised approach which requires the 5 safe system pillars: safe speeds, streets, vehicles, behaviours, and post-collision learning and support, working together to minimise road risk and the impact of human error. To achieving our Vision Zero ambition and reaching our interim 2030 targets is acceptance of the premise that no death or serious injury on our road network is acceptable or inevitable. And Vision Zero challenges us to think differently about the safety of our streets and how we design our road system, because while unintended, road collisions result from choices made by individuals, organisations and society, which all too often cause death and serious injury, which bring heartache and tragedy to all involved. London has made huge strides in reducing road deaths since committing to Vision Zero, with road deaths and serious injuries falling faster than the national average. However, despite these increases, 102 people were still killed and thousands more suffered serious injuries on our roads in 2022. And that is why, together with the Metropolitan Police Service and London's boroughs, we are redoubling our efforts and committing to further measures. Lowering speeds is absolutely fundamental to achieving Vision Zero, because the speed at which people are driving or riding is the single most important determinant of both the likelihood of a collision occurring and the severity of the outcome. And excess speed remains the biggest risk factor to road users, with approximately half of the 2022 fatal collisions in London reporting speed as a contributory factor. And the faster a person is driving, the less time they have to avoid a collision, and a person who is 5 times less likely to be fatally injured if hit at 20 miles per hour than at 30 miles per hour. And the benefits of lowering speeds are wide-ranging too. So lowering traffic speeds reduces the dominance of motor vehicles and makes streets more inviting for walking and cycling, which in turn assists with road shift away from private vehicles. With this in mind, we have a bold range of activity underway to lower speeds on the TfL road network and to work with boroughs as well to do the same on their roads. So in our Vision Zero Action Plan progress report, we committed to accelerating the 20 mile per hour speed limit programme on TfL roads so that by 2024, we'd have 220 kilometres out of 580 kilometres of TfL roads having a 20 mile per hour speed limit, which is up from 80 kilometres in 2021 and 35 kilometres in 2016. And early indications show a significant reduction in the number of collisions since the 20-mile-per-hour speed limit was introduced on roads within the central London congestion charging zone in 2020. Data collected from May to June 2022 shows us that the total number of collisions fell by 25%, collisions resulting in death and serious injury fell by 24%, and collisions involving pedestrians fell 60%. This reduction needs to be seen in the context of a London-wide reduction in collisions, resulting in death or serious injury of around 10% over the same time period because of the pandemic, but these figures are, however, extremely encouraging. As the majority of London's roads are managed by the boroughs, we continue to call on them to make 20 mile per hour the default speed on their roads. And this is one of our 5 core Vision Zero asks of the boroughs. Progress is encouraging, with 52% of borough roads now having a 20 mile per hour speed limit, and all central London roads, both TLRN and borough managed roads, now having 20 miles per hour. And 19 of the 33 boroughs have committed to a default 20 mile per hour speed limit across their roads. In addition to our physical on-street action to create self-enforcing lower speed limits, the Metropolitan Police Service undertakes significant and wide-ranging activity to reduce road danger and prevent harm to all road users. It prioritises the offences that cause the greatest risk and harm, with speeding the most commonly enforced offence. We've been working with the Metropolitan Police Service to increase the level of police enforcement and tackle speeding and the harm it causes, with the aim of having the capacity to enforce up to 1 million speeding offences by 2024-2025. And this will be delivered through a combination of on-street police enforcement, safety cameras, and the introduction of new mobile safety camera technology. And significant progress has already been made, and in 2022-23, the MPS enforced 24% more speeding offences compared to the previous year. In September, we also launched a powerful new road safety campaign to tackle speeding. The campaign aims to challenge socially accepted driving norms by reframing drivers' perception of what counts as speeding, particularly in lower speed limit areas. Despite all of this good work, many local authorities, local communities, and vulnerable road user groups are nevertheless calling out for new complementary methods of speed enforcement to tackle the issue of excess speed in London. And this is where intelligent speed assistance, or ISA technology, has such great potential. So ISA is a relatively new technology which falls into a group of technologies classed as ADAS, Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. And there are various types of ISA available on the market, but the best ones are active systems that use both sign reading cameras and digital maps of speed limit data, and can cut engine power automatically to keep the vehicle within the current speed limit, so there's no interference with the brakes. With speed being such a prevalent factor in road deaths, it has been estimated that ISA technology, if it were fitted to all cars in this active form, could cut deaths by 20%. Our research specific to London has also found that this technology is one of 2 technologies with the greatest potential for reducing deaths and serious injuries on our roads. And this does beg the question, if this technology is so great, then why isn't it more widespread? Schemes such as Euro NCAP, new car assessment program, are encouraging the fitment of ADAS technology like ISA to new vehicles, and this is really helping to increase the availability of this technology on the market. But the availability of vehicles with the technology fitted as standard equipment in the most effective and reliable active form that I'd previously described is still limited. We need regulation through the new UK vehicle type approval system to ensure that this technology is fitted as standard equipment in new vehicles as has recently been done in the European Union, because we know that the majority of people are unlikely to pay for safety technology. They believe, we know from surveys, that safety equipment should be fitted as standard. We also need regulation and manufacturers to ensure that the most effective ISA systems are fitted, avoiding the less accurate systems that draw speed limit information from signs only and which provide audible warnings instead of actively intervening in order to deliver the promised safety benefits. The practicality and the benefits of active ISA have been demonstrated in our own bus fleet and more recently in our operational support fleet, following a retrofit program which saw approximately 360 active ISA units fitted onto our vehicles. The active ISAs were introduced onto our vehicles in 2021 and 2022, and as early adopters of the technology, as a retrofit solution in this case, we carried out a huge amount of testing, quality assurance, and engagement to be able to adopt this technology on our vehicles. And following the rollout, we had a private consultancy called Apollo carry out an evaluation last year to determine the effectiveness of the units, analysing approximately 2 years' worth of trip and safety incident data from June 2020 to July 2022. And the results have been extremely encouraging and included a 62% reduction in speeding incidents amongst vehicles fitted with ISA, which indicates a high level of acceptance, even though the system is overridable. Speed reduction was evident across all speed limits, although even higher in faster speed limit areas. And perhaps more importantly, there have been no unintended consequences in terms of driving style or use of the vehicles. So no increase in the number of harsh braking, harsh cornering, or harsh acceleration incidents, which alleviated concerns that the ISA fitment could have unintended consequences. There's been no significant change to the number of trips taken by vehicles with ISA after it was fitted, suggesting that the vehicles are not being avoided in our fleet. And the average distance travelled and the average journey time taken for each trip was largely unaffected by the fitment of ISA, helping to break down the misconception held by many that speeding will get you to your destination significantly sooner, when in fact journey times are largely determined by junction delays. And these are really positive results that help demonstrate the significant potential of this technology, not just for our own fleet of vehicles, but for helping to make the strategic case for this technology more widely in London. In light of the results of the trial and the benefits that we know about this technology, we definitely want to see this technology made standard across our fleet. Ultimately, we want to be procuring vehicles in our fleet that have ISA fitted by the vehicle manufacturer rather than having to retrofit it ourselves, because this is more sustainable. Unfortunately, the majority of ISA systems fitted by the manufacturer are still often those passive advisory systems that are less reliable, rather than the active forms, which offer much greater potential. However, we hope and we expect that this might change in coming years with changes to regulation and other schemes like Euro NCAP testing criteria. As well as ISA, we would like new vehicles in our fleet to have the highest Euro NCAP scores available, so we can benefit from other safety technologies and features too. And we have a commitment in our Vision Zero Action Plan to investigate the feasibility of procuring only Euro NCAP rated vehicles in our fleet, as well as developing guidance to help fleet operators in London make the best fleet safety procurement decisions. In terms of setting a safety procurement standard for our fleet that we can promote to others in London to follow, an NCAP-based standard makes sense and provides a self-maintaining standard based on a reputable safety rating system which updates protocols based on the latest technologies. So we wouldn't have to keep updating the standard. We've carried out analysis to identify the vehicle safety standard that could be promoted in order to reduce road death and serious injury on our roads, based on collision data unique to London. Our analysis has recommended a gold minimum standard for vans and a 5-star rating for cars, with a minimum 70% safety assist and vulnerable road user score. And we're in the process of determining the feasibility of adopting the standard in our fleet as we seek to electrify our fleet in line with our zero emission commitments. But if we can demonstrate possible, it would enable us to have a standard to promote more widely in London, possibly in partnership with other organisations. Finally, as well as enhancing this vehicle safety standard of our fleet, we are also exploring ways to utilise telematics data more effectively to encourage cultural and behavioural change around driving safely for work and safe speeds. So whilst we have telematics on all of our vehicles in the fleet, we are looking at ways that data could be reported more effectively in 3 key areas. Firstly, around providing staff who drive with even greater feedback on their driving via regular automated reports that enable them to contextualise and better understand their data more easily. Secondly, the integration of telematics data into wider performance reporting across the business to aid greater visibility on the issue of speed compliance with KPIs and targets to frame that conversation, motivate and monitor progress against. And thirdly, reporting that enables less reactive and more holistic safety conversations with all staff who drive. And we have work underway at the moment to develop Power BI tools to help support these improvements. So these are just some of the actions that we're taking, that we've got underway to tackle speeds in London and in our own fleet too. You might have experience or learnings that could help strengthen our work in these areas, and ideas about how we could work together to tackle speeds, in which case it would be great to talk, and please do get in touch. But thank you all for listening.